We are so excited to launch the 25-26 school year today here at the beautiful Johns Island Elementary School. I want to thank Captain Jeff Baroe and his wonderful team, our facilities maintenance team, for all they did. Our partners at Brownstone, Mr. Collier's here, for the work that they dedicated to making sure that our children had a wonderful place to start school today on Johns Island. I'm going to turn it over to Principal Judy Condon, who has led the great work on Johns Island at the elementary level for multiple years. And under her leadership, we've seen significant growth in student achievement. I'm really proud of Judy, the great team she's assembled here, and the vision that she continues to have to integrate the arts for our children and to give them opportunities that they wouldn't necessarily have otherwise. So Judy, we all want to thank you for being here, and I want to welcome you to provide some comments about this great new building.
Sure. First of all, welcome to Johns Island Elementary. We are more than excited to welcome our river otters to school. It has been a long time coming for our community, and what a beautiful tribute to the island. This building is filled with Johns Island history, with the colors, with the environmental reflections of our community and where we live, and we are so excited to have our students here. We are ready to steam ahead. We are going to be building our science, technology, engineering, arts, and math model here. So be expected to hear more great things about Johns Island Elementary very soon. And again, we want to thank our superintendent. We want to thank our construction team, capital programs, and everyone who has made this happen. Go River Otters.
Isn't she amazing? She's built such a wonderful program here, and Judy, we want to thank you again for your leadership. I also want to acknowledge trustees Leah Watley and trustee Carol Temple for being here. They don't necessarily represent this district per se, but they represent all of the children of Charleston County, and they are owed a great deal of thanks for their leadership in making this year an exceptional year to be in the Charleston County School District, along with their colleagues. It was their vision that allowed us to, with the CFO Prentice and CHRO Brigman, work together to build wherever they are here behind me, to build competitive salaries, the highest in the Southeast, in fact, to attract high-quality teachers here to the Charleston County School District. And I want to thank trustees who lead with that heart and that vision to know that victory really is in the classroom and teachers matter for kids. We're really excited. This is going to be a great year. If you were able to view the board meeting last night, you saw us celebrate already, before the release of the embargo data, some historic accomplishments here in the Charleston County School District. Students are achieving at rates higher than they ever have before. And we're excited with our laser-like vision on high-quality teaching, student-driven evidence-based decision-making, and professional learning communities led by Associate Superintendent Joe Williams, that our district will continue to see exponential growth in student achievement, and we're thankful for that. I also want to thank Dr. Shavonna Coakley, whose team has led the work around student support, focusing on attendance and the need for students to be in classrooms. If you're watching here today and you have challenges with transportation or whatever in getting your student to school, you can reach out to the Department of Student Support, Dr. Coakley and her team, and we will work to ensure that we have a plan in place for you that's thoughtful and gets you in front of, and your children, where they need to be in front of our students. It's been a great day today. It really has. We don't know of many hiccups across the district at all. We're always a little bit of a pause in some transportation here on Johns Island. We had a few late buses, I think, this morning. But outside of that, we haven't reported anything notable. We also are excited that lunch today was chili dogs, right, Mr. Baroe? You and I both had one. Mr. Baroe and I both enjoyed chili dogs and tater tots while Miss Mills had a banana. Lots of children eating lunch. It was a great day. We're also excited to share with the media for the first time that we expect exponential growth in our Centers for Advanced Studies this year. Those are located, as you know, in Mount Pleasant, in West Ashley, and in North Charleston. Nearly 50% increase in attendance in our campuses at West Ashley and North Charleston, and nearly 20% in Mount Pleasant. I want to thank the exceptional leadership of Rich Gordon, who's led our CTE program for years after leaving the principalship at James Island. His passion for this work, you'll see in just a moment, alongside Brian come back, and Dr. Sherry Epplesheimer, who's the Associate Superintendent of High Schools. I'm going to ask Rich now, whichever side he's on, to come on up and talk a little bit about the Centers for Advanced Studies, what we do there, and why this, again, is historic here in the Charleston County School District.
Thank you, Superintendent Huggins. Good afternoon. I'm Rich Gordon, Executive Director of CTE in Charleston County School District. In case you don't know, CTE stands for Career and Technical Education. And CTE are those technical and employability training courses in a wide variety of career clusters throughout Charleston County School District. All of our CTE programs are high skill, they're high demand, they're high wage, and they prepare our students for the next level for the 21st century global economy. We have CTE courses all throughout Charleston County School District. So whether you live up in McClellanville, down in Edisto, or the 100 miles in between, you have access to one of these programs. We have approximately 50 different programs throughout Charleston County School District, and those CTE programs are located at the home high schools, but they're also located at our career centers, our regional career centers, one in West Ashley, one in North Charleston, and then one in Mount Pleasant. I'm pleased to report today that we've seen significant growth, a quantum leap in enrollment at all of our CASs from last year to this year. Specifically at West Ashley Center for Advanced Studies, we have approximately a little over 700 students taking over 1,100 courses, 1,100 enrollments at the center, and that's a 49% increase. At Cooper River Center for Advanced Studies in North Charleston, we have about 750 kids taking about 1,150 CTE courses. That's a 44% increase just from last year. And then finally, at the East Cooper Center for Advanced Studies, we have over 1,800 students taking over 2,800 CTE courses. Just a jam-up job. I want to thank very much the Board of Trustees for providing us with the opportunity and the vision to see these regional career centers, to provide entire access and opportunity for all of our kids. I want to thank the leadership for supporting the mission and the vision and the values of not just the school district, but also with CTE. Our goal is that all of our CTE students will be college and career ready by the time they graduate. And that's our mission. That's what we do every day. Why else is CTE important? CTE prepares our kids for the future, for whatever that next step is, whether they're earning a scholarship to go to college, to be gainfully employed in the local economy, or the national or state economy. If they're entering the military, CTE is a student success strategy. On the flip side, students who are CTE students are less likely to drop out of high school, less likely to be truant, less likely to have a discipline referral. So CTE is the ticket for us in Charleston County School District. I want to thank the board, the leadership, and of course, our wonderful CTE teachers, because they do the job, they do the hard job every day, and they engage with these students, fun-filled, action-packed activities to prepare our students for the next step. Thank you, Ms. Huggins. I appreciate the time.
Mr. Gordon really should have led the press conference. And would you like to finish?
I keep on going.
I know you would. I know you would. So again, things are great here in the Charleston County School District. You often hear that from superintendents, but I genuinely mean things are really, really great in the Charleston County School District. And again, it's a testament to a great board, great school leaders, and most importantly, wonderful teachers and families who care about kids. Our theme for the year is 211 to 212. Water's hot at 211, but it boils at 212. And we're all looking for that extra thing, that extra degree that we can do to really push the system to 212. And so I want to thank the leaders behind me who really work alongside me doing the work for children each and every day. If you're watching and you want to be a part of that, you can become engaged in our local program, Linking Opportunities to Classroom and Learners, where you can adopt a school, a classroom, a few kids. Any way that you think that you can give a little extra to help us be even more excellent, we would be grateful for your support. And with that, I'm happy to open it up to any questions that you might have for me or other leaders here in the district. Unless your name is Nick Reagan, sit back down. R-E-A-G-A-N. Go ahead.
I wanted to start by first acknowledging that over the 5-6 years that I've covered the district, we've seen the district academically succeeding more and more each year, especially since the dip in COVID, from COVID. Now, last year, you guys' graduation rate about 88%, but English, math rates still below 70. I think math's in the 50s, English in the 60s. Yeah. In about a year, when we talk about these scores that are going to come out, where do you want those numbers to be?
Nick, that's a really great question, and thank you for focusing primarily on what our goal is in the district, which is improving student achievement. I won't be successful, these folks won't be successful, the board won't be successful until every child is reading on grade level. Every child leaves our system ready to do whatever they want to do next. And that looks different for every child, right? Some students want to begin work right away. Some choose a college path. Some join the military. And so our job is to ready all students. So we do expect when we release those numbers in a few months that the graduation rate is going to be nearly 90%, if not at 90%. And our college and career readiness rate, thanks to the great work that Mr. Gordon has done really with a laser-like focus on that, will be close to 85%. But you're right, there are groups of children that still are not reading where they need to be, and so our focus remains on them. And with those 3 priorities this year, we believe that we can really ratchet our efforts up that extra notch to focus on professional learning communities that Dr. Williams has championed for years. Again, evidence-based student decision-making that really tailors the needs of each student to him or to her, to them, and again, high-quality teaching, really focusing on rigorous grade-level standards in the classroom. So when we meet here next year, if I'm still standing here, and of course I hope that I am, I hope that we plan to be celebrating even greater achievement with our students.
Sam? Joe?
We're talking about student achievement, talking about having all the teacher positions filled, but when it comes to keeping the teachers in the classrooms throughout the year, we've had our reports look into the rates, and 38% chronic absenteeism, 10+ absence. Is that an alarming rate? I mean, it doesn't seem like from, the results that's affecting student learning, but is it an alarming rate?
Thanks.
How does it?
Thanks for asking that. You've heard us talk for a couple of years now about the impact of chronic absenteeism among students and how that negatively impacts achievement, so that we've really focused on that. And likewise, we believe that the highest lever to improve student achievement is a high-quality teacher in a classroom. So, of course, when teachers aren't in classrooms, that has a negative impact on children. We honor and respect that and want our teachers to develop themselves professionally. We know that teachers have to go out for real reasons. Life happens. But we do want to encourage teachers to be present in our classrooms during the course of the year. And so with Mr. Brigman and our principals and our associate superintendents, we've talked about the importance of attendance and a 97% expectation for teachers to be in the classroom. And I'm going to ask Mr. Brigman to come and talk a little bit about the work that his team has done, first with the Teacher Compensation Task Force, really prioritizing the needs of teachers to not only focus on compensation, but also working environment that's conducive, but also expectations around teacher attendance. So, Mr. Brigman.
Thank you, Anita. I think you jumped around a little bit between compensation and benefits and everything that we are able to offer our teachers. It's really amazing where we are with teacher compensation. And with that, talking about absenteeism of students and then teachers, when you look at the number of days that teachers work, which are 190 days, and students are in classrooms 180 days, if a teacher is out for a period of time, let's say 5 or 6 days, a student is out for several days because of an illness or something, you start to really look at the loss of instructional days. So the idea of a 97% attendance expectation is more of an awareness for teachers. So if you take time off in October, 2 days, let's say, and you're looking at to take more time off at some point around March, we want you to be aware as you kind of think about that as a teacher, how that impacts students. But again, as Mrs. Huggins was saying, life happens, and I've always said that to the HR staff. So certainly if somebody is out for a long-term leave of some sort, that is not part of this. We know that teachers go out for maternity leave. We know people have other illnesses or other things that happen, and we want to support all of our teachers. But it's more of just creating that awareness for all of our classroom teachers.
So according to a source, this goes to transportation and the buses. The First Student app was going off this morning saying that buses were late picking up kids And at one point, the outside driver was replaced mid-route, making kids even more late. The question would be, is this just a first day thing? How many kids were late? Will this continue? And how do y'all plan to not let this happen again?
So that's a really great question, and I think despite the size of a district, the first few days, the first week to two, can always be somewhat challenging around transportation. New routes, new subdivisions, new attendance lines based on just this area in and of itself. This is a perfect example. So I'm going to ask Mr. Broey to come up and talk a little bit about that. I don't know that we have a full analysis of all the transportation challenges. All of us have been in schools all day. Every school in the Charleston County School District has been visited by a senior leader today, and so we haven't had a time to debrief. That happens after you all leave. But I will ask Mr. Broey, who supervises our transportation and the work with James Lynch, to come up and talk. We do thank our partners at First Student, who are very visible now on our Facebook page and engage directly with parents, of course, for that engagement. And we thank parents for their patience with us in advance of Mr. Broey speaking, acknowledging that the first few days are going to be a bit challenging as we learn the new routes. Mr. Broey.
All right, I'd like to first put this into context. We put on 30,000 miles a day with our buses, 1,440 stops a day with our buses, 1,440 bus routes per day, 6,000 bus stops per day. So there are going to be anomalies, there are going to be issues. Just driving around looking at schools today, we hit traffic patterns that we weren't used to. We have 400 bus drivers, many of them are new. We are very confident that, as Ms. Huggins said, the first week of school, we're all getting used to new things. But I will tell you that this year we're in better shape than we've ever been in the past. The First View app 1.0, I think, is going to be a game changer in the end for folks that have downloaded it and are using it. And we've really got a good track record going on right now today. We don't have the stats. We'll get those. As Ms. Huggins mentioned, we'll do a hot wash at the end of the day here. We haven't even had the afternoon routes yet, so we'll take a close look at that, and we'll keep our parents advised of how we're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to follow up with Mr. Brigman about those numbers.
Sure.
Just that, so we said the goal is 97%, and so would that be, I think I did the math on my calculator, about 5 days?
About 6 days.
5 or 6 days.
Right.
With the other percentage, 38%, having 10 plus days, is there a goal with that in mind?
So a goal with that in mind. So I really just going back to making folks aware of taking that much time off. Now, some of what the public or others may have seen might include some protected leave. I'm not sure of the source. We definitely have, teachers that go out on FMLA as well.
But definitely bring that number, that may be the goal.
Yeah, so
7% would bring that down anyway.
right. So the board also, we have a second reading of our leave policy on August 25th. And what we heard from principals, from leaders, is teachers would like some flexibility with the time that they have. We're not talking about like earning annual leave, 2 or 3 weeks of vacation, but teachers by law get 12 days a year, which are sick days in our system. We, as a district, offer 3 additional days for a total of 15. So the 3 days historically in our policy have been personal business. Now that we're changing them to personal leave pending board approval. Principals wanted teachers to be able to take a day if they needed a day, not feel like not that teachers would, but not say, I'm not feeling well today, so I'm taking a day. Instead, have flexibility to just say, I need a personal day. And of course, with the principal's approval, making sure we have coverage in classrooms, but giving teachers that flexibility. But again, within parameters. Because when you look at our calendar across the year, almost every month there is a day that teachers may be off, not part of their contract work, or multiple days when you see winter break, spring break, and even Thanksgiving if we have no hurricanes. So a lot of flexibility with leave. Does that help?
Well, and I think it's really important for you to know that we didn't just sit at Calhoun Street and come up with this either. We worked really closely with our associate superintendents who are represented here and principals who expressed that, again, They believe that the biggest change agent in a kid's life is a high-quality teacher, and the desire to keep teachers in the Charleston County School District, to support them with professional development. We've expanded employee daycare. We offer more planning time. So we've done a lot of different things to be able to ensure that the Charleston County School District is a great place to work. And so our goal would be 97% with the recognition that things happen, life happens, and we want people to hear that loudly and clearly.
So I know safety preparation and security has advanced since like any of us have been in elementary, middle, high school. What is y'all's goal in preparation for safety of students, kids, and teachers?
Absolutely. Well, our first job is to make sure that all students can come and learn in a place that's safe, and teachers can come and teach in a place that is safe. That's our primary job. And if folks don't feel safe, that Maslow hierarchy of needs, we know that they can't learn, they can't teach, they can't perform at an optimal state. And so I'm going to ask Mr. Baroe, who also manages our school security and emergency management, to come up and talk a little bit about some new things this year, which include our middle school random searches and the introduction of our Centegix panic buttons. Mr. Baroe.
I'm glad you brought up security. That is certainly the top priority for our division. I would say top priority for the entire school district, making sure that our kids are safe the entire time that they're here. What we look for is, I'll call it a layered defense. So we make sure that we've got physical barriers in place that deter unauthorized visitors from getting into the school. We have technology in place to better assess the situation through cameras, through door access controls, and we've got people that have been trained. Our teachers are trained, our staff is trained to respond to an incident, and we also have school resource officers and safety officers as well that man our schools the entire time. Ms. Huggins mentioned initiatives that are underway. Probably the biggest one we have underway is the new badge system that is being installed as we speak. We hope to have that in place in all of our schools within 6 months. That will allow all of our faculty the ability to notify the front office when they need help, if there's a medical emergency, if there's a fight among students, something where they need a little bit of help, they can immediately notify through that badging system of the front office. They'll also have the 911 capability. So by pressing the badge a certain number of times, it'll have direct access to 911 and put the school in lockdown so that there would be an immediate stop of everything going on. I believe that'll give the teachers and the rest of the staff a level of comfort that even though their class might be at the end of the hallway or they might not be sure who's around to help them, they'll have that immediate notification capability.
They're all set. Do you have any other questions? Can I ask one question of Judy? It's a good one. Just about the work that you guys have done to bring the arts curriculum here that you had established at Angel Oak Elementary, and how that will work at Angel Oak Primary through here.
Sure. So a lot of work has been done at Angel Oak Elementary and at Mount Zion Elementary. And we want to make sure that as we combine schools, that we celebrate both of those schools and the work that has been accomplished. So Mount Zion has a strong history of some STEM programming. Angel Oak Elementary School is an award-winning arts integrated school. So by taking both of those models together and infusing them together, we know that we'll be able to take our students to the next degree, like our superintendent has talked about. So we're really looking into what are the key components of those pieces. We're going to start pushing out professional learning. We have some investments from our local community in helping to expand our programs. As you can see across the library, you can see stations and makerspace pieces already being set up. So slowly building those components through professional learning and through student opportunity. So we're very excited about that.
And one question for Rich about the work. Well, why did the numbers go up? Like, what do you think happened between last year and this year? I'm
going to leave somebody out, Mr. Pruitt. I mean, there's I could think of 30 off the top of my head. You know, we've talked about the board and the vision, the board goal 3 of college and career readiness, operations, Mr. Barowie, with transportation, the facilities are immaculate. And transportation is Johnny on the spot. Some of these students travel 20, 25, sometimes 30 minutes in traffic. So the bus has to be on time at the right place. You know, sometimes, over bridges. So, operations is involved. I talked about the CTE teachers, the best teachers in Charleston County. Oh my gosh, school counselors. Okay, so as part of the IGP process, which is the individualized graduation plan, school counselors sit down with parents and with students, and they go over the options and the courses that are available. School counselors really hold the key to these doors, because when those parents and those guardians and those students sit down and want to make a decision to leave their school for a part or half of the day and go to another school, those counselors have to provide them with that information, and those parents and those students have to be confident and comfortable making those decisions. So those school counselors are key to that. And then finally, our students are choosing these CTE courses. They're fun, they're engaging, they're rigorous, and they're relevant, and they prepare them for their future. So, Andy, there's probably 15 more, but that's pretty good right there.
I think the really important thing for the public to know and hear is that we are very goal-focused in the Charleston County School District. And again, I want to thank our board for leading by example with the establishment of goals and objectives and allowing us really the opportunity to do the work that we need to do while asking questions and being thoughtful and advocating for their own districts. They understand that our job is really to lead this work in a thoughtful way, and they trust us to do that. And that really is key to the success of the district. Ms. Lieber joined a few moments ago, so I do want to acknowledge her, and I want to thank them again for their work. Mrs. Watley leading the audit and finance. Again, Dr. Temple has just been a staunch advocate. She's visited with us throughout the day, and many of the other trustees who aren't here now have been with us throughout the day, so I want to acknowledge them. And again, most importantly, I want to celebrate the great teaching that's going on in our classrooms and the exceptional leaders that stand alongside of me. I certainly couldn't do this without them. So here's to a great year, CCSD.